First, I will clearly explain what is AI, ML, and deep learning. So on top of everything, we will have AI. So it is like a combined topics of everything. It has some basic modules to advanced modules. Under this subcategory, we have machine learning. So this is like a subcategory of AI only. Everyone misunderstood that AI is different, machine learning is different, and deep learning is different, but it
Yeah,
is just subcategories of each other. And
yeah, and deep learning is under machine learning.
yes,
I know that since I've been researching a little bit, so I just kind of have the idea of the difference between them.
okay. So that is the subsections. And let's go with the basic ones. So the first, there are three types of learning. So the first one is supervised learning. So this we have both input and output. Let's assume simple classification data. Let's consider an image. For example, dog versus cat. So we will have an image and we will have the corresponding label also. Label is the output and the image is the input. So in this format, whether any data, it's like a statistical data or some numerical data, everything, if you have the input and you have the corresponding correct output, so that will come under supervised learning. And the second one is unsupervised learning. So here we have input only. So
Okay.
this is like a unknown data. We have only inputs. So from this input, we will able to get some output, or we will able to get some inference about the input data. So for example, let's take some product reviews or product categories. So that will be in terms of text data. If you try to project some axis, let's say unstructured text data, and so we will try to display it in a two-dimension graph. So some of the categories, let's say if the product has some electrical categories, it will be here. So let's say another product that is related to food items, that will be here. And this is somewhat a different category. Like this, the similar categories will automatically group to each other. So this will called clustering. So similar items will be grouped to each other. So we don't have any output labels for this. We are just grouping it some metrics or attributes. That is the input feature. So this will be one cluster, this will be another cluster, this will be another cluster. What we can do is we will get only one item from this. Let's say this is food, right? So we will name it as, this is a food category cluster. And this is some other category. Let's say category 2. This is a electrical category. So initially, we don't know the output data. Based on the projections or the graph itself, we are identifying the corresponding clusters. So like this unsupervised learning works. We don't have output, we just have input. We are getting some inference using this some of the algorithms.
So you can show, you can give him, for example, pictures of dogs and pictures of cats, and it will
Yeah,
arrange them.
yeah. If you assume means a picture of dogs will be grouped to one point, because all the images will be have a same structure, right? If you go convert it to
Yeah.
some numbers, and if you go for cat, it will also group in some points because all the images are related to each other. So
Mm.
if you pick from the cluster, if you pick just one image and see what is the image, you can directly assume, okay, this is a cat. So all the related items near to it are cat. Like that, we can able to identify which of the items are in the cluster.
Okay.
So that is unsupervised learning. Third one is reinforcement learning. That is also called semi-supervised learning. Okay, here what we use is we have some input and output, and remaining all the things we will have some input only. Okay, so this is a semi-supervised because we have both the input and output. Let's say we have around 100 samples, around 60 of them we have input and output. What we will be doing is we will train a machine learning model with this input and output, and use this input without any output to predict the output from this. So what we'll be doing is we will be training with the known data and trying to predict the unknown data. After predicting the unknown data, we will be having output for this also, right? Remaining 40 samples. We'll be combining both this input and output to a single data set. So we will keep on doing this until we have all the known data.
Mm.
Do you have any doubt in this three?
No, it's just like semi-supervised will be the mixture of supervised and unsupervised.
Yeah. And another thing also comes under semi-supervised, that is reinforcement learning. So most of the applications are related to games only for reinforcement learning. As you can see, if you have seen some news, they will be playing some chess, Dota, or some
Mm.
other AlphaGo like that. The machine will automatically learn from the previous past experience and try to mimic and overcome the human. That's how the research is going on. So what it actually does is it'll it has a reward punish system. So you have
Okay.
a data, you have an environment. So if you correctly do action that increases your points, you will get the machine will get a reward. So if it negatively does some actions and if you lose some points, you will give some punishment to the data. So it will avoid that action in the future. So let's consider chess as an example. If you can able to strike some of the opponent pieces, you will get a reward. And otherwise, if you lose some of your pieces, you will get some punishment. So based on this, you will it will automatically learn from this basis. Like it will go for some 1,000 to 10,000 number of iterations until it able to learn from the past data. So that is reinforcement learning. So the only disadvantage is you need to train a lot compared to other types of learnings because it needs to be automatically learned from scratch. It's like a child growing into an adult.
Um, can you mix reinforcement learning with supervised, so you can give him some input, for example, algorithms, and have a reward and punishment system, so he has some knowledge at the beginning.
Yeah, we'll be using the algorithm that is called Q learning. We can see that in later point of view. But what we do is we will setting some criteria for every game. So if you gain some point, you will get the machine will get an reward. If you lose some point, it will punish the AI. Like that only it will go on. So based on that, it will automatically create some paths in order to attain the end goal with minimum losses. But this is like a powerful one because we don't define so many criteria or scenarios here, but still, if it's learns so much from the data, means if you can see in the news, it automatically like it won so many times with the world champion of chess and AlphaGo and all.